Hello everyone, my name is Greg Otto and I'm here with FedScoop, and we're at the Security Through Innovation Summit today, and I'm here with Tony Gigliotti, the president of Autonomic Software. Tony, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you for your time.
So, Security Through Innovation Summit, talk to me about the number one disruptor today as far as the security challenges in the federal government.
I think the number one disruptor, whether it be in the government sector or the private sector, is a poor foundation in their security structure. When you look at the facts, they're quite compelling. 41% of all organizations fail security audits due to the fact that they don't have complete patch management. Gartner tells us that 80 to 90% of all successful attacks are directly related to poor patch management. So what that tells me is no matter what you do on the outside, you can have the world's best threat intelligence, you can have the world's best vulnerability management. If you don't take care of your core security, you will certainly meet failure.
So, okay, on top of that, cloud adoption rates in the federal government are slow, and a lot of that has to do with security concerns. So what are one or two pieces of advice that you might offer for organizations that are looking to get into cloud?
I think they should be concerned about moving to the cloud. And there's a lot of reasons. A lot of people will talk to you about, I don't know if my data is still encrypted. I don't know if I'm going to be sharing the cloud with a competitor or a future competitor. And these are things they need to be secure about. They need to worry about these things because once you decide to go to the cloud, that's your spotlight dance. And you're bringing in not just lower to middle management, but you're bringing in upper management.
Right.
And they're going to want to dissect exactly what you have. And again, that can shore up, if you're in good shape, that can be an easy go and a walk towards prominence, or it can be a disaster if they look at it and say, my God, these guys aren't even patched. What have we been spending on? So those are the things I think you've got to do. We really think that the importance of any type of security is going back and saying, number one, are all the windows and doors closed on their core security? If they've got that good foundation, then it becomes somewhat of a good adventure for an organization.
Okay, so with all of those windows and doors, sometimes it can be complex, and with the explosion of mobile, cloud, the Internet of Things, how can we reduce complexity in IT infrastructures while remaining innovative and secure?
Well, I think there's a couple things, but I think the most important thing is take all those points of fact from disparate vendors, and how do you get all those facts and make them a single point of truth? You can't jump from one console to another, and know if you're vulnerable. You can't look at an organization and say, we've got this covered without being able to look at one point and say, these are our pain points. How do we take care of them? I think that's what it is, changing all those points of fact to a single point of truth.
So, as we've been saying, there's been no shortage of news on the cyber attack front. Criminals are getting highly sophisticated. The lines are blurring between black hat hackers and nation-state attacks. What worries you the most on this front, and should the solutions come more from a policy base, or should they come from technological innovations?
They've got to come from both. I think the bad guys don't keep me up at night.
Okay.
Bad coffee and long drives to accounts keep me up at night. But they don't keep me up at night. What keeps me up at night are clients who are vulnerable and they don't want to step up to the point that they are vulnerable.
Okay.
That's what the disruptor will always be. People who are not prepared for the move to the cloud. And you see a lot of this. I think sometimes clients don't want to go to the cloud because they know they have exposure. So if they don't feel comfortable with what they've got here, how are they going to trust something up here?
Right. So finally, cybersecurity leadership. We were just talking about organizations that you find, that don't have their vulnerabilities patched up. What can we do from a human capital perspective, to ensure that the country's infrastructure remains protected and resilient and those vulnerabilities do get closed?
Well, again, I think I think a lot of people go to the cloud because they're enthralled with the idea of we can cut our staff. And there are a lot of people who go to the cloud and get creamed. And it's because they are not ready. You're not going to be able to get to the cloud successfully if all your basics aren't ready to go to the cloud. Can you reduce human capital? You certainly can. The thing I always think about is the security team's always responsible for making sure that you've got your patches or your vulnerabilities listed out. But a lot of times that information finds its way over to the desktop people.
Right.
And their job is just deploying. So they don't look at a patch as being serious. They don't look at other configuration settings as being serious. So they let it go. And so I think with moving to the cloud, you've got to understand that everything's got to interlock on much better than it does. The technology, sometimes in rudimentary forms, is out there. But it really takes well-organized, well-planned moves to the cloud to be successful.
Great, great. Well, Tony, thanks for joining us today, and thank you for your insights.
I appreciate your time.
For more of our videos, you can check out our YouTube channel, and for more information, always read FedScoop.com. I'm Greg Otto. Thanks for watching.